For our A2 Media portfolio, the option we chose was to create a promotional package for a film trailer to include a film poster for the film and a magazine cover featuring the film. We decided to focus on the genre of horror, as we felt that it would be an easy genre to create a film trailer due to the intertextuality of thriller. We focused on the slasher theme, with examples such as Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street. We realised that horror trailers are made to create a sense of mystery and build up tension and suspense, to scare the audience and to make them feel on edge. Therefore, we knew that we had to incorporate this into our own trailer to make it successful. Whilst conducting an extensive amount of research, we produced a mind map of initial ideas of the difference between horror and thriller, and then we looked at the iconography, history and key directors of the genre. This was to make sure that we had a clear insight into the genre we would be working with. One of the main conventions of trailers is the production company that appears at the beginning of the trailer. It is used so that the target audience can identify with other films that were produced by the same company. It is also a form of brand identity which enables them to become more recognised in the film industry. We looked at other production company names such as Paramount, Universal, to gauge an idea of a name for our company. We knew that we wanted it to be catchy, which led us to the decision of the name Limelight Productions. This is an important convention of trailers. They are used to specify the age demographics permitted to watch a certain film. This is so that it regulates the age ratings and makes sure that the content is suitable to the target audience. Every film that is released in the UK is certified by the British Board of Film Classification, also known as BBFC. The age certification is used as a ban disclaimer at the start of every film. A very important convention is the duration of the trailer. After extensive research, we found that most trailers have the same concept of time. The majority of trailers I've viewed appear to have a minimum of approximately 1.5 minutes and a maximum of approximately 2 minutes. The films where the duration was short included films such as Inception, which is 1 minute 23, The Woman in Black, which is 1 minute 44, whereas films with a longer duration included Annabelle, which is 2 minutes 18, and Amityville, The Awakening, which is 2 minutes 29. Therefore, we wanted to make sure that our trailer was short enough to keep the audience enticed in what they were watching, yet long enough to make them understand the storyline. The title is one of the most common conventions, if not the important one, because this enables the audience to find out what the film is called. It is usually shown towards the end of the trailer so that it sticks in people's mind for longer, so that when the full feature film is released, they're able to make connections from the trailer they watched, which will benefit them when it comes to watching the actual film. Within trailers, there are several titles that are used to make the trailer look effective. The main purpose is to fill in the gaps of the trailer due to the non-linear structure of the trailer. They are a way of explaining the story further without giving too much information and ruining the film for the audience. I found that the fonts are chosen based on the genre of the film. So in this case, horror will use fonts that are written in capital block letters. I also researched into titles of different films and found that they vary in size, with important words in a bigger size, whilst the less important words in a smaller font size. This is to appeal to the audience and get them to focus on the important words. The colours are usually associated with death and danger, with colours such as red, black, with a juxtaposition of the colour white to denote the absence of purity and innocence. Therefore, we chose to implement these findings into the titles in our own trailer. Setting of the trailer, we looked at several other existing trailers such as The Woman in Black, Jezebel, Ouija and Paranormal Activity to gain insight into different settings that are used. We discovered that many of the trailers are located in 2 or 3 different places, one of which is an establishing shot of the main setting where the trailer is set. They are commonly low lit, with the setting filmed in remote places to depict the suspense and tension that is created. I noticed that the settings are filmed in small and confined locations to mirror the genre of the trailer. The setting is also made to look eerie and isolated to make the characters feel on edge and make them look vulnerable to the surrounding they're in. Props can help us to identify the horror genre further. There are stereotypical props that are commonly used by a certain villain or character. These include knives, rope, chainsaws. In order to follow the conventions of horror trailers, we implemented some of the stereotypical props into our own trailer, which included a knife and a chainsaw. We felt that by including these props, it made the trailer look more realistic and it added to the suspense that the trailer conveys. The only costumes worn is by the villain and the heroine in our trailer. We felt that the victim didn't need to wear a specific costume due to her being an average teenager, so she just wore standard clothing to mirror her lifestyle. Therefore, to make it look more authentic, we made sure that the victim was just wearing standard clothes to depict the normality that is shown at the start of the trailer. This is common with horror movies such as Sinister, The Conjuring, and Insidious. However, the villain is wearing a black hoodie with black trousers, black boots, and a balaclava in our own trailer. We decided to make the villain look like this because of the connotations of the colour black, which is death. Therefore, the villain was dressed in black head to toe. The heroine in our trailer is also dressed up in a white dress with blood splatters to show how she rescued her sister from the villain and then is caught by the villain. The use of the white dress is juxtaposed by the genre of the trailer, so it makes it effective within the trailer. A convention of horror slasher trailers was use of the different paces of editing. To begin with, the pace starts off slow to create a sense of normality and order, then it switches to a faster pace to build suspense and tension and to make the audience feel on edge and make them feel a sense of abnormality that is looming within the storyline. I watched a variety of trailers such as Ouija and Insidious, and I noticed that they both start off slow and then the pace gets faster. The music is a key element within the succession of movie trailers. It is also a way for the audience to identify with the genre of the film. Therefore, we made sure that the music we used matched the genre and it evoked the suspense and tension that horror trailers convey. A quote from James Wan, who is one of the main directors of film, said, "For me, the sound design and the musical score is a big part of what makes scary movies work." As a result, we selected the music we used carefully. We were unable to find royalty-free music that suited the genre best, so we decided to ask our teacher, and to our surprise she had a CD full of horror soundtracks music, so we extracted this music and imported it into our own trailer. The camera work is very expressive and not natural. It is a convention of trailers which is used in trailers to convey the shots effectively. From my research, I watched the Paranormal Activity trailer and I picked up on the camera work that is used, such as close-ups, which are used when we see the audience in the cinema. This is used to illustrate their reaction to the film and how scared the characters feel. A POV shot is used when the victim walks towards the door and we can see she is about to open it. We are put in her position, which attempts to create fear in ourselves. Therefore, we decided to replicate these angles into our own trailer. These included close-ups, which reveals the expression of a character, and we are able to identify with them when they are scared or anxious. As a result, we implemented this when the victim is captured by the villain and is about to have her eye gouged out. We also used a pan shot at the start of the trailer when the victim is watching the news report. This is to understand how the victim is feeling at that moment in time. Therefore, throughout the trailer, the victim is given the most screen time to show prevalence. Lighting is a convention in trailers which are effective in setting the mood and tone for the trailer. For example, in The Woman in Black, a lot of shots in this trailer are very dark, which represents the foreboding events to come in the film. Therefore, we decided to emulate this in our own trailer, with the setting of the kidnap scene set in low-level lighting, and the villain who appears in the dark with the use of the balaclava to mask their identity. The structure of the movie trailers follow a non-linear narrative, which means that the shots used in the trailer don't follow the storyline, and only important and interesting shots are shown. This is so that not too much of the film is shown in the trailer. It also makes the audience go out and watch the full feature film to understand the storyline in greater depth. Therefore, we made sure that we To promote the film further, we chose to make a film poster. I did some extensive research and noted the conventions in film posters to gain an insight into what to include into our own film poster to make it effective and eye-catching. From my findings, I noted there is a villain or the main protagonist who is featured on the poster, and this is usually a close-up in order for the audience to get a closer look at their emotions. We used a strong image of the villain wearing a balaclava and looking directly at the camera to draw the audience in and catch their eye. I also noticed that the film title was shown on the poster alongside a tagline and the release date of the film, which are all conventions that make the poster. I also noticed a credit that sometimes appear on the film posters, which includes the film title, actors, production company, etc. These were elements I noticed on posters such as Mirrors, Halloween, The Conjuring, and Sinister. The magazine cover is another way to promote the film further as well. It is an effective way to get the brand identity to a larger demographic that will appeal to our target audience. We looked at existing magazine film covers and we saw that there is a clear image that is used of one of the characters in the film. It is usually one of the main ones who the audience can identify with. Therefore, we decided to implement this in our own trailer. We made sure that the colour scheme linked to the film poster to create a house style that is consistent. Within the magazine, there are cover lines which are used to explain the features that will be included within the magazine. As a result, we made sure to include this and the other conventions and magazines such as tagline and the date of purchase. In conclusion, our media product uses and develops the conventions of real media products. This is so that our product looked more professional and realistic. Also, I feel that we have understood the brief we set out to tackle, and we included many of the conventions of a trailer, poster and magazine cover, which make them link together.